Hey
Hello,
everyone!
and is it
Hi.
is it okay to say Merry Christmas already?
It is, yeah. Merry Christmas,
Merry
happy
Christmas
holidays,
then.
Merry Christmas.
and greetings. Welcome along to our very special SCS Software Christmas stream. It's good to have all of you with us, whether you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube. There's so many of you joining us this evening, and well, it's great to be here. My name is Alex. If you've not joined us before, I'm a
Yeah,
community
Alex.
manager at SCS Software, and live from Prague in the studios we have Nemiro, our PR marketing manager, joined us yesterday too. If you're with us on the stream,
Yes,
good to
I'm
have you back,
full-time
Nemiro.
influencer now. I'm gonna
You
be
are
streaming
indeed.
yesterday, today, tomorrow.
All the time, all the time. And we also have our CEO of SCS Software, Pavel Shabor. Pavel, it's great to have you back in the studio. How have you been?
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Uh, Doing well. Quite tired, to be honest, after a very busy year. I guess
Mm,
everybody is looking forward to being able to recharge their batteries, myself included. But it's been a solid year, and maybe today is an opportunity to look back and
Hmm.
look into the future.
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. And we're going to be doing just that. Of course, there's been so much happening throughout the year. But first of all, a little topic I want to touch on. It's just about Christmas in general. I mean, let us know, folks, in the chat what your plans are around Christmas time.
We definitely
I
need an
know.
emoji of Pavel because like everyone's spamming Pavel in the chat. Like,
I
we
can
have
hear
only
it.
emojis of you, Darius, and me so far. We need emoji for Pavel.
We actually do have one more slot available, so we could definitely do that.
Sold.
We could make that
Sold.
happen. But yeah, we hope you're all having a wonderful holiday season and you got lots of plans as well. And I know at the studios you've been busy with the festivities as well, right? I've heard there was some cookie baking going on recently and all sorts, right?
Yeah, we are definitely trying for the team spirit here. So this autumn actually with the DLC releases, there are multiple release parties. There was a Christmas party earlier
Mhm.
Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Friday.
Just before that, there was this uh, baking competition, sort of like we looked back at what we did during COVID era when we were all locked at home, and thought, you know what, let's try again to do this remote thing where everybody would be in their kitchens
Mhm.
and baking kind of together, even though not totally together. So a lot of interesting recipes, a lot of interesting cookies. It was cool too. So SCS is trying to keep the team spirit up through all these various tricks and engagement, because it's not just all work. You have to, make some fun in your life with these things.
Mhm. Absolutely. I mean, I really feel like Christmas has kind of snuck up on us this year. It's kind of really fast approached and it's kind of almost caught me off guard a little bit. I don't know about you two in the studio, but
You know,
it feels
the
like
older you get, the faster the
Yeah.
calendar like is flipping by. Like it feels like it's months, not years anymore.
yeah, I'm telling you, like I can't believe it's pretty much this weekend that it's Christmas, and it's just really snuck up on us. But I hope everybody in the chat and that's watching live on our Twitch and YouTube that you've got some lovely plans as well. Nimo, I know you've got a little getaway planned, right, for the Christmas period.
Yes. Yes, I'm going to on Saturday. I'm kind of trying to escape all the Christmas madness, as me and my girlfriend used to call it, and we
Mhm.
hopefully will be able to travel to Austria to do some skiing over 3 days.
That's very festive.
Let's see
Yeah,
if
I think
there's
the
gonna be
SCS Snowman.
fresh powder.
I think SCS Snowman will be very jealous about seeing some fresh snow. He's looking a
Yeah, he
little bit.
recommended me the place, so
You're looking a bit dry in the studio. And how about yourself, Pavel? Have you got much planned with the family?
Actually,
Or?
it's looking more like a staycation this year. But
Mm,
I need a bit of like, for me these days with the kids going on a vacation is it's kind of like a project of its own. So
yeah.
maybe not doing any travel for a change, because usually we like to travel a lot. Not doing it for a change and having Christmas at home is kind of like novel for us. So I'm looking forward to it. There are some older games to play, some things to do, some work to do.
Mm,
Maybe I can, do a little bit of exercise again at home, because I try to, the older I get, the more I uh, listen to the advice that one should take care of themselves,
mm.
exercise and all, and be healthy. So I'm trying to get into the groove. So that's an opportunity for me So we'll see, but mostly relaxing and really getting back the battery charge again.
I couldn't think of a better plan. I think that sounds very chilled out, which is my kind of vibe. I went for a bit more of a kind of bigger plan this year with my girlfriend. I'm currently here in Germany at the moment, and we're flying back to the UK tomorrow together to spend Christmas with my family back in the UK. But I've also organised a trip into the city and a theatre show, and oh yeah, it's a lot of organisation. So I can understand where you're coming from with a little bit of stress for Christmas. So it'd be nice to chill out for a little bit.
Do you think they're gonna stop you at the airport like last time we traveled together? Like they let all of us foreign like comers to the UK just pass through the airport, but you got stopped. Like, hey sir, what do you want here?
I got stopped. And I'm a citizen. I live here. What do you mean?
Like, good luck with your travel plans, because you never know. Like today, originally we had the plan to include Mark here in the stream.
Yeah, true.
Seat him behind the wheel again, and he got a little bit sick. So you never know. The virus may come unknowingly, surprise you.
I hope not.
Good luck with the travel plans.
Thank you. Hopefully it's not too bad, and we'll definitely take the precautions that we need to while we're traveling as well. But anyway, I just want to focus a little bit. Nemiro, you're going to pick up a job. You're actually taking part in our Christmas Winterland.
Yes, sir.
What a truck event, right? So
yep, we picked up a job of Christmas food parcels, and we are supposed to deliver it to post office in the magical Winterland or Christmas Winterland. So now
I gotta say,
my GPS is set to the nearest magical portal that will take us there.
Fantastic. No, I'm really looking forward to kind of showing it off on the stream, because chat, if you haven't already taken part in our Christmas Winterland event, then you're missing out. It is magical. You know, it's one of our most ambitious World of Trucks event. I actually wanted to just talk a little bit about it while we're on our way there. A lot of our community was so surprised to see the event for Christmas this year, and it caught them completely off guard because it's something completely new and something our team has worked incredibly hard on, and I imagine are very proud. I hope they are, because it looks absolutely fantastic.
It's fabulous, but maybe, like, I guess most people watching us are the hardcore fans who already know about it, but they may not know about the secrets behind such things, the under the hood stuff, the behind the scenes stuff. So here's an opportunity to talk about it. When we started with the idea, with the notion that something like that may happen, it wasn't obviously as ambitious, or the idea wasn't there that it would be quite difficult to pull off, because it turned out to be logistically quite challenging. We had to involve way more people on the team than we anticipated. I thought, this would be a project for like one web designer with some bit of assistance. But we are game designers. Game designers are ever ambitious. You are never quite happy with what you do. So there are so many interesting iterations on improving this or that. And you could always go further. I mean, if we come back to this idea next year, I'm sure we will want to. People on the team will want to push, forward with some extra elements and updates. But maybe this should become a staple in our like yearly calendar, to do something around important dates in the calendar, to do stuff like that. So it started as a really like a low-key thing. Let's experiment with some new area that we can teleport into, not connected to the big like connected world, the part of the universe, not part of the same world. And it mutated and evolved, and unfortunately for other projects in the company, whenever you pursue some goal, it's at the cost of missed opportunity elsewhere. So when you look at the senior programmers burning days and days into portal generation and safe return to the base map on the teleport back, and you count the days and you start to pull your hair out because things really weren't scheduled to take way shorter time. It's a bit frustrating, but at the same time, we believe this is a very important lesson, or a set of lessons on various things, for the team, for the technology, for what we may do, also for seeing feedback that comes from an event of this type. So this may open the floodgates, I need to manage expectation. Don't expect us to do something like this every month. But this may be an opportunity for us to do more of this, to have these trips outside of the ordinary, outside of the standard world, to some interesting areas in the future.
Okay, so Mars, World of Trucks Online even confirmed.
I mean, there may be like exotic places, but there may be like ordinary locations that just make sense to visit in detail, in a different scale than the standard 1 to 20. That may be built by a team, by a small focused team, without having to think so hard about interfacing with the rest of the game economy and how it fits into a limited scale of our world, because you have like a clean slate, you can do interesting things. So this may be something like mid to long term, but I think overall our universe of experiences may involve other worlds than just that. But back to the Christmas event in particular, the team really worked really hard. The timing was like so critical that we basically ended up, the day before release, we actually felt kind of confident that this is in a state that we can release. A week before, we had the bugs kept popping up. The testing was very difficult, very complicated, because you basically have to have it all in place to be able to test out all the various angles of it properly. So it was really tough job, and all kudos to the team for pulling this off. Everybody on the team did a fantastic job. So hopefully people out there are enjoying it,
Yes, they are.
Experiencing something unique. There is a little bit of interesting physics there on snow. I'm reading a lot of comments how people are sometimes struggling going uphill in some situations, and the advice from the wiser, experienced drivers that maybe it's not a good idea to stop halfway uphill. You have to keep the momentum going, or you have to do this or that an actual truck driver would use in his like toolbox for how to operate the vehicle. So we are also exploring some little additional things like the physics or the environment to work. Many people may speculate now, hey, seasons are coming. Seasons are definitely in our sight, but not coming anytime soon. This is again a lesson, a showcase in some ways for some things that may be done, but seasons are like a different beast, different animal to handle properly, to be able to handle the different biomes through changes through the year. So there is a team that is pursuing this, that is researching this, but it will take us a while to introduce it, hopefully, into our world in the future. But still, again, being able to teleport somewhere where the rules of the big world do not apply, but there is some specific touch to the new area is cool, and we are happy that we managed to pull this one off so beautiful.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, as we've now crossed over into the magical Winterland here, we can see it for ourselves. The beautiful snowfall here and the amount of details that have been poured into this Christmas Winterland. And as you said, the community are really enjoying it. They've actually reached 702 snowflakes so far as of right now. That's on the 4th tier now. So already so many cities gaining their snowflakes, and lots of people have already completed their personal goals, but are still continuing to help with the community goal of gaining
maybe we should have made it. We should have made it more challenging and ask for more work to be done. More.
We are telling this to ourselves every World of Trucks event.
Right?
Not really though, because back some years back we didn't have the ability and the technology to support multiple World of Trucks events in parallel. But now that we do, sometimes one event may kind of take the focus away from the others. So let's be honest, the Kansas event the numbers started to slow down after the Christmas event appeared. So we want to just about guess the right level of challenge for the community. Obviously, with major events like this Christmas event, we may have asked for more. Sometimes it's just about right. So we'll see. But But it's cool that people have the choice. If they don't care about this, maybe they care about exploring other areas of the new areas of the game world, or there'll be other events through the year to just have fun, to have a reason to play the game again, maybe with friends. So the more the better, right?
Absolutely, yeah, and it's great to see how it's all come together. And I know tomorrow, Nimro, you're going to be having a stream with Gavin,
Yes,
right, to
with
talk
Gavin,
more about
yeah.
the event. So if you're really interested in a bit of a deep dive, a bit of a delve into the behind the scenes and the under the hood of the Christmas Winterland World of Trucks event, then that's going to be the stream for you tomorrow. I believe it'll be around the same time, right, Nimro?
Yes,
6
sir.
p.m.
Yes,
on
sir.
our Twitch,
Starting
on our
at
YouTube.
6. Yep.
Yeah, so make sure you're following on both of those channels already if you want to be notified of that, and if you want to learn more about that and are interested in behind the scenes. It's really fascinating. A lot of work went into it, so highly recommend coming over to support Gavin and the team and seeing what they have to say. So definitely tune in for that tomorrow. But as time goes on with us, we're going to keep looking back on the year, because a lot has happened over 2023. There's been quite a few releases. Me and Nimro were talking about it earlier. We had the most blogs we've ever written in the SCS software history. So that says there's been a lot of news and a lot of updates. And it's amazing to see how the team is growing.
Yeah. There's been some weeks when you had 5 or 6, even like the full week of topics to release.
You're doing like 2 months straight with 7 blogs every week. Yeah.
Do you think people still keep
up
to date on all
yeah, they do.
We have so many fans that are so hardcore, so dedicated to follow pretty much everything. We love you guys. We love the love we are getting here. For our average player, maybe that would be way too much information, but we want to keep you in the picture, and also it's like, pragmatically speaking, we need to keep promoting our stuff as much as we can to get those wish lists coming, the tally for wish lists, to have the media presence across social media, so that we are not forgetting, so that we are still relevant in people's minds. So hopefully those who enjoy it do enjoy it, and if they don't, well, they don't see it, right? So
yeah.
But then it takes like, how big is the team? 10 plus, 12 people?
10 people.
10 people with some ambition to keep growing, because
hopefully, probably next
with all
year,
the travels across the globe for the team, with all the like releases, with all the media coverage, it looks like it's never enough. And we do so much more in video form, which is more work than just static screenshots. So
we also
a
like
lot of work.
try new things, like for example the release of Tirsan trailers from Turkey, or the release of the lovely DAF XD from Solutrans.
Yeah.
So it's like new things for us as well. It's not just that we would be stick in the office and doing everything in the office. Sometimes it can be hard to do something like that, when you are somewhere in Istanbul and not having good internet connection and still trying to, make everything happen. I was not expecting the truck not stopping that precisely on the snow.
A little bit of a slide, yeah, a little bit of a slide. But yeah, beautiful area there in the Winterland. But it has been an incredibly big year for SCS software, and I think we could probably talk for hours on hours if we were to go through every single little thing that has happened throughout the year. So I wanted to ask yourself, Pavel, and Nimro as well, do you have any highlights of the year when you're looking back on 2023? Anything that kind of comes up in your mind?
I have to choose one project or one thing only?
It doesn't have to necessarily be one. It could be a couple if you want it to be.
Well, for me, it definitely would be, as I mentioned, for example, the release of the Tirsan trailer pack from Istanbul, because that was something very new for us. Other than that, I loved the release of the new MAN truck, because with that we broke our record for the stream. I believe we had like over 5,000 people watching us. That's quite crazy. That's league
huge,
numbers.
Yeah. That's good.
And I of course love the West Balkans DLC, because the team really put big effort, and it's so detailed, and at every few hundreds of meters there is something to look at, and it's like very well thought through, the DLC itself. Yeah, these would be my 3 things, I guess.
Okay.
And of course, this Christmas event, like it's something, I
Right.
would not be even
Completely
like
new.
thinking about that we could do, and it's awesome.
How about you, Alex? What's the best for you?
Oh, it's tough, isn't it? Because there's just been so much that's happened over the time. For me, though, I think I'm a really big fan of the kind of the weather and the moon change, bringing the moon into the game in
Oh yeah,
1.49.
the moon.
The weather, the lightning, the fog, and those changes there as well. I think that was a really significant update and one that so many people were able to enjoy and be like, yeah, we finally have the moon in the night sky and it's so beautiful. So I think that's definitely up there. Kansas as well being a really lovely DLC, as you mentioned, really well thought out and driving around. And of course, it's Winterland as well. I think this is probably one of my favorite ones, but I didn't want to say it first because, yeah, it'd probably be the easy answer. But this is such a big, ambitious project that it's so cool to see.
Yeah. I would almost forget about the little change in the previous update for the better skyboxes and wider range of weather options, but it was really not such a small project. It's not just art. It's been a lot of tweaking in code, a lot of tweaking in the HDR processing for the new skyboxes. Of course, it could always be like better. Like the ambition of the creators would be, let's use 8K textures, 8K textures. I mean, 4K is never enough. Like we have to make some compromise just for performance reasons. But it looks great. It's another kind of little fine thing that improves the overall impression. For me personally, I would say the output of the vehicle team in general across both games is incredible this year. It's unprecedented. It's the quality of the vehicles, like all the LED lights, all the detail in the cabins. It's become so unreal for me, so real for me, realistic. I've been working on our games recently, not so much working as mostly talking, but involved in the creation of our games for the past quarter century. So I remember the various, maybe not so well remember because one easily forgets, but I remember the quality or the level of detail or the expectations over the years, and it's hard for me to believe how much things improved in recent years and how the detail has like the new standard for it has moved up the expectations or the bar for it. So I really love it. I like that we like ATS is finally catching up on ETS2 in the number of vehicles, but both games are introducing new vehicles. Both games are doing some good service even to existing vehicles in the game by when we get cut files for the very latest in a series. Sometimes, fortunately, some of the parts or many of the parts are also shared across generations. There's this continuum in parts for the supply chain or for the manufacturers. So we managed to go back and even update the previous trucks that already were introduced some years back into the game. And we will keep doing that. Maybe we have some even screenshots for that later. So that's great to see that the standards are raising and that everything is improving there. Because for many years, the big concern was here's this game claiming to be a truck simulator, but the team managed to do 2.5, maybe 3 trucks per year, and that's not enough output to even keep up with the really schedule of so many manufacturers we are partnered with across both games. So it's still tough to keep up, not to speak about going back and maybe reworking or introducing some classics. But the ambition is definitely there to be able to do more of the output, to improve the bandwidth some more, to be smarter about how we do things. Now with support of many of the industrial partners, we have CAD files to base our models on, so the precision is there. We need less iterations to get things right because they are just right at first attempt. When it comes to fitting them together in the big kind of building blocks approach of what a modern vehicles is, like all these parts of the chassis and cabin and inside of it. So hopefully that process will be even better But really, for me, the performance of the vehicle team across the trucks, across the trailers, is the star of our recent releases. Even though usually we make more fuss about map expansions because exploration is a big part of the experience, and it's the biggest like teams that we managed to assemble is for the creation of the world. But it's the vehicle team that is for me it's like deserving the focus, the celebration for what they achieved in the recent year or two.
I think a lot of people agree with you. I actually asked the chat about what their favorite edition was during 2023. And we've had lots of answers coming in there, but a lot of people agreeing with you about the vehicles team and about the trucks that we've seen, and especially about the W900 tuning as well, which was of course such
a
a
major
huge,
project, yeah.
major project, and brought so much to such an iconic truck on the highway. But lots of people here making lots of different comments, saying about DAFs and the W900, about DLCs, about maps, and there's so much here to read. You can go through it. Used truck dealers, of course, another kind of first iteration that we had in the game. And all sorts. So thank you everybody for all your answers. It's really great to see so much positivity and things that you've been enjoying throughout 2023, from World of Truck events to new additions to the road as well. And well, we're looking forward to bringing more. 2023 was a big year, but I have a feeling 2024 could match that same energy. Yeah, it could be matching.
You can
every year.
There must come a time when we cannot grow anymore, but looking at things, chances are 2024 is going to be another big year for us. Certainly when it comes to growth of SCS, we haven't stopped. We keep adding talent. We have this ambition to move into a new home at some point in possibly now it looks like more like late spring rather than late winter, like early spring, not late winter. We were hoping to move in earlier, but it's a big project as well, not just for us, but also for the developer of the new building. So it's something that's taking quite a lot of focus from some people in the company as well, for having everything in our new home just so friendly for the team to feel cozy and productive. But that's coming through the next year. So hopefully some release parties of ours that we may show enjoying ourselves will already be from the new place, as well as your new streaming studio should be like double or triple the size of the current studio. So we should have like more room to do interesting takes, to have more gaming stations, maybe to play Convoy together. We are quite crowded here. It's like people may not be able to see it, but it's a very small room for our studio. So that's, I guess, for your team, that's a big hope that they'll be working in a more professional setup as well. So 2024, I'm looking forward to it, absolutely. Some really great cooperations on the horizon with some major partners again. So that's giving us more credibility, or to put it, it's giving more showing our clout with the industry, our importance to the industry. That we are now, for many of our friends in the industry, we are now kind of a part of their plans for major shows, for major events. That's incredible to be able to have our game like a showpiece in a partner's booth. All these things are happening, all new DLCs and features that are planned. I'm really looking forward to 2020.
It's going to be a bumper year, as they say. I think lots of things happening, lots of things cooking in the SCS Software Studios. And, well, perhaps we could talk a little bit more about the future, because I think we have a few things we could kind of tease and show about. I'm not sure if, Nemiro, if you have a parking spot nearby, you can pull up.
Right on time.
You can just
right here.
Park and play the scene.
Let's have a look at the scene, yeah. Before we move on, I got to say, again, team just did such a fantastic job. I love
the Christmas
the ambient lighting.
Yeah, it's cool. Actually, the map design itself, this is just work of one very senior map designer. Milan has been with SCS for 20 years now. It's incredible kind of duration. But he knows his craft. But ultimately, he was supported by, I don't know, dozen or 2 dozens of artists that got involved in various areas for, of course, having the buildings snowed over, having all the animation, the skaters and all that. I think in some elements it was beyond what was expected internally, but everybody was enjoying it. So we had fun creating it, and the team got way larger than anticipated because many people wanted to chip in somehow to make it so nice. Okay, let's try and do our usual end of the year stream playing and speculate on what's happening. By the way, it's just a plan, and plans change.
Yes.
Sometimes life intervenes.
Of course.
I'm sure I was sitting here last year indicating some
We need work in progress, Mark.
Yes, we
indicating
do.
some things on the
For his
horizon,
part.
only to see them not happening still in 2023 because we needed more time. So,
Yes.
you know, don't take us literally that these things are definitely in the works, hopefully coming next year, but you never know. Sometimes we are waiting for cat files for half a year because the partner people are busy. Sometimes a licensing issue pops up with requests for some alterations or changes. Sometimes it's something internal depending on technology that is yet to be fully developed or optimized before we can introduce the feature. But, you know, hopefully things will fall in place mostly and people can look forward to. Here we have a selection of things.
It's not
We have a
all the
lot to go
projects.
through, I gotta
It's
say.
not. It's
By
definitely
far,
not
all the projects.
not the
but
projects. Yeah.
we basically
Not
got approached the teams to on a short notice to send
Yeah.
us some material that they would want to showcase, and then we were quite cruel about only selecting a subset of it. A lot of it will not be shown today because we thought let's keep it as a surprise for future. But a few things, some obvious ones, as well as maybe who knows some news for some people will be shown here quickly. So let's do it.
Okay, so I don't know, Alex. Feel free to either navigate me or ask the chat with. I mean, are not going to ask the chat for every of the folder, but the first one, maybe. Chat, which one of these?
This is always the hardest task, I'm telling you. Like,
Which one of them would
deciding
you like to
which
see
folder we want to
first?
go in. Because I always feel like we should start off, slow and kind of slow cook into the more, stuff that's kind of cool. I see a lot of
But I see vehicles again and
vehicles,
again
and
and
Polar
I
again.
feel like that's
Circle.
the most popular one, so maybe we could leave that till last if that's the most popular one.
I mean,
don't know.
vehicles
We
actually
could play
contains
devil advocate.
even more folders,
Oh my
so
goodness,
it's not that easy with that folder. So
You know, let's leave it for the last.
Okay.
we
Let's leave that for the
we
last,
ask the people for their
So-
preference and get them the very opposite.
the second, probably most frequent, was Project Polar Circle, as we call it as of now here.
Yeah.
So
okay.
let's go for that one. So what's
Let's
to
jump
tell about this? I believe we can say that this is gonna be one of the next ETS2 map expansions, right?
Yeah, well, we got to a point where we have basically 3 teams across ETS2 universe, 2 teams going forward and 1 team going kind of backward and reworking existing areas, which is a major progress for us. ETS2 was for a long time based on like one project at a time for the new content, for the new DLCs. Now it's always a struggle, but now we have, I would say, just about barely enough senior people, just about barely enough of people capable of handling larger teams, coordinating across various departments. So we dared to start 2 projects in parallel, and people already know about Greece as the more immediate goal on our horizon. But already work is real production work, not just research or not just like pre-production, but actual production work has started on the following DLC that should go out after Greece. And I guess the title, the working title, Polar Circle, suggests that we want to cover things up north. Because our coverage ends up, I don't know, at the level of Stockholm. We are not going much further, much more
Yeah.
north than that.
Oh, look at that.
And we have such a large region to cover there. So much like wild nature, so much incredible stuff, fjords and the
Yeah,
mountains and all that.
apparently, I don't know if Chet
Mm.
can read the names of the images, but for example, this is named Norway Gillesfjord, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Okay.
Nice. Never been there, but I kind of want to now.
They always have tricky names up north, don't they?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good luck pronouncing them.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
So I guess there's a lot of placeholders in the
Yeah, you
scene
can see,
still.
like-
It's like basic like blocks that the map designers use to represent the future high detail model or landmark there, just to get the feel for the place and move things around until they are happy. And then in another stage, maybe half a year later or at some point in the future, the 3D assets team goes over the placeholders and replaces them with the final art. Okay, so lots of nature, obviously. Some regions in our game, in our universe, are more about the cities and the human work. The landscape has changed by us people, but this one DLC definitely gives a lot of like breathing room for exploring vast, untouched regions of wild nature. So really, for like this Zen driving thing, I think this is going to be ideal.
Absolutely, yeah.
what a big bridge.
So
Lots of,
early work.
amazing
Obviously,
challenges
this is not final
Yeah,
work, but
absolutely.
as the map team is going over the creation of the world, they work in what they call iterations, which are like official steps where they do the iteration. Maybe in the first one they check economic consistency because they may need to make sure that particular like checkboxes are checked, like distances between like the nodes on the economy network and all that. And then they give it to testers. They verify that these things work. Then they go back to working on the next iteration, and over like four and a half iterations with the final optimization step, a final polishing step, they get to the desired result. So there is a lot of work in that. This is definitely not a 2024 project, but we're looking forward to seeing this materialize because this is quite a big kind of piece of land to cover with some
It is.
fantastic nature.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
someone
very
is
excited to
asking
see this
in the
result.
chat if we will add this DLC to Steam soon. Yes, we plan to. But as you can see, for the Steam store pages for us to be able to put them up, you need to have a few images, few assets, to be able to push them through Steam. And as of now, we are not really ready if our map designers can already provide us with some final-ish looking locations to be able to put up the Steam store page. So, but we will do our best to come up with something for this project as soon as possible.
Okay, so the hunt after clicks for the wish list numbers is going to be started as soon as possible. It's important for us. It's kind of like, it feels like cheap that you have to beg people for attention, but really we are living in the world of social media, and just as any average YouTuber would always remind you, click here, follow here. We try to remind people in every blog post and everywhere, please follow us, wishlist this. That's unfortunately the way it's done these days. And then in the end, the platform, Steam or whoever platform we'll end up in here in the future, does reflect that in how they show the game to their overall audience and how much attention it gets from the platform in their algorithms, in their like organic coverage. So it's not like we are gaming it. It's a big part of modern marketing to be visible, not to just wait passively for people to discover you, but just to work as hard as possible to get discovered. So hopefully we are going to put up the pages soon for collecting those precious wish lists.
I must say, it's
It's crazy.
this is another folder about
It is,
Greece,
yep.
Greece.
and it's awesome to see in the chat that even at this stage, someone can recognize the junction.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's an impressive junction. It's the size of it and the complexity of it. It looks pretty impressive so far. There's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, but it looks
Looking really
like
good.
it looks big and very like complex.
Mhm.
Okay.
And it's very dense area as well. It seems like as well, which I know some cities around Greece are. But no, it's great to see the work developing here on this DLC, and it's a very unique part of the world. I gotta say, there's a lot of history. There's a lot of
Yeah,
a
like for
lot of
me,
culture. A
I
lot
believe
of
like with
cities.
this DLC, I will kind of learn that I didn't know anything about Greece, because like for me, it's always like these pictures and photos that the travel agencies are putting on display, like the
Mm.
Santorini or Athens or
Yeah,
Sparta or something like that. But I would never expect to see like this junction related
Yeah.
to Greece, right?
right. Yeah.
But from what I've heard, the team is really begging for support for creating lots of new rocky stuff, rocks, formations. Like geology is
Oh
super
wow.
interesting. All the water bodies, all the
Mm.
like seaside, like driving. It's an opportunity for or calls for improvement. Hopefully, the programmers, the shaders, will be able to up the designs again a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure, but certainly our internal kind of feature wish list is full of requests from the Greece team, as well as from the Polar Circle team, because also with the fjords and all the lakes and all that up north, improving our water look may be like important. It's not critical for experience of a truck driver, but still driving through beautiful locations is a part of the experience. So here's certainly some
Yeah, this is Corinth Canal, as someone in the chat said. And it's really nice to see that people are saying things like nice touch with the drill lines on the side of the canals. Like
The detail, the
these,
attention
yeah.
to detail is great. Yeah, and just for the record, folks, yeah, that the road isn't that dangerous in real life. There will be other things built around the roads and land and
No, it's
and
like
such.
it's like
Won't
this.
be-
this is
in
the, this
real
is
world.
final, right?
You won't be
Yeah, this is
balancing above
final.
the canal, yeah. Imagine.
Okay.
Another lovely city scene
Oh,
here.
I wonder if we will
Narrow
be able to
street.
drive through this. Maybe yes,
Yeah.
because the picture is named Narrow Street. Who knows?
I like the scaffolding as well. Nice detail on that kind of building site and everything. Very cool.
Oh,
Taking a
city.
look. Oh, wow. Again,
This
very dense.
this kind of
isn't it?
starts to look like Greece. I would
Like
probably
as a
imagine.
tourist,
Yeah.
right?
The postcard image.
Yeah.
You got the
Yeah,
bridge
kind
there off on the left corner, and is that a castle right on the top there?
Yeah, looks like.
Maybe
Very
it's
nice.
the capital city, isn't it? Rhodes? Rhodes?
I don't know. Chat.
I don't
Anyone
Roads?
knows?
Let's have a
Waiting
look
for
here.
somebody to save us. Because we don't Athens. Okay, somebody
Athens?
speculates
Okay.
that it's Athens. It's a
I've never
fort.
been
It's a fort.
never been to
Ah,
Athens
it's
or.
a fort.
Okay. Acropolis?
Gotcha.
Have you
No,
been
no.
to Greece,
Oh.
Pavel?
I've been mostly to the islands, to be
To
honest.
Santorini and something like
I've
that?
also been to Santorini as well. A popular for Europeans, all the blue kind of
Yeah.
churches, and it's
Is it that
very
nice?
iconic.
Is it that nice? Like the photos are trying to show
I
it?
think in when you go there, it's kind of even better because
Oh.
it's the way you consume it, at least as a tourist, obviously. Maybe the people there do have their hardships in life, but for a tourist, it's such a feast for the eyes. It's such relaxing places. So yeah, I did enjoy my travels to Greece, but again, as you said, I don't see the industrial part. I don't enjoy the road networks there. I'm somewhere placed by the water and doing maybe some daily trips to a historical landmark, but it's kind of like as one would expect. But I sometimes you learn a lot from our game that you didn't know about before.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
that's for me is always appealing. I sometimes I joke as a son of a elementary school teacher. I always kind of appreciate the educational element of our games, for geography, for sometimes economy, for like roads of the rules of the road. So I'm looking forward to having more
Yeah.
regions covered and being educated as well as entertained.
Yeah, I believe like Alex
Driving
and
through them.
Peter and Darius can like go to teach like geography straight on, right? Because you guys wrote so much of information about all these countries in every of
Yeah,
the
no,
blogs.
I learned so much. I think I've learned more about the States than I ever have during my entire education when I was younger. So, yeah, as we move forward through the States. So, but great to see there some preview images from Greece, looking really good. But speaking of the States, so you clicked onto the rework of California.
Let's jump into
Yeah.
the California rework images.
Let's take a look here. This is an ongoing project, of course. We've had a couple of
Yes.
phases already come through on American Truck Simulator, and it's all part of a free update as a part of the rework of the base area.
And this
Of course, there's still more to come.
This particular image is named like Almond Farm, and I believe that we actually
Ooh.
have a dedicated blog post coming in the upcoming week or two related to this
do
topic.
indeed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we will share more about the almond and like almond farming of California probably later.
Mhm.
I mean, this is kind of obvious, right?
Yeah, the
It's London.
It is London.
I think Golden Gate Bridge is being extended by one lane to be like closer to reality, because originally our game is like so tight and so squeezed with the 1:20 ratio. We cheated and didn't use the full lane width for the roads, but obviously this area also gets new attention, more love to it. I don't even remember. There were multiple stages. There are multiple stages for California rework. Is this like called stage 4 or stage 3? Stage 3.
Still
I think it's
I
three.
believe.
So,
Yeah.
but it's not the final one,
No, it's
because
not,
it's we're going to get to the like San Francisco Bay Area and all that. But I think Los Angeles and all that is like the next stage that's coming even later. So, I guess that the rework team is going to be busy with California for most of the next year still. But I think it's paying off. It's something that we need to do. We need to pay attention to the base games in both cases. Like Europe is currently, we'll see it, I guess, soon. Is currently working Central Europe, reworking Germany. For ATS, we are starting with the oldest area, which is California. And it's looking so good.
It's looking really good, and it's great to see new techniques and textures kind of being applied to these original areas that back then you didn't have all the tools and the techniques and the amount of people that we have now to kind of focus more time and dedication on these areas, and they're doing a great job of it, honestly. And I'm always so impressed when I talk to the California rework team and they say, yeah, we've completely just deleted this whole area and reworked it from the ground up, completely from scratch.
It's the same thing with Austria, and now in the ongoing Switzerland, right? They too like
basically we
deleted all.
Initially we call these things, what do we call them, reskins. Like that would suggest that you replace the textures, the skins as they are called in games of sometimes. But we go way beyond that, and the more we work on these things, the more we tend to really rip big parts of the existing content out completely and replace them from stuff built from scratch. And the thing is, I think recently the map team has crossed, across both games, has crossed 100 people. So that's like
Wow.
like incredible.
Wow.
That we are sharing the team size pretty much equally between American and Euro Truck Simulators. So about 50 people just build together the map themselves. Of course, there is way more people providing the content, giving them the building blocks, the prefabs, the landmarks, the trees, the road system elements, science. All that is coming from the other 100 artists scattered across SCS and our partner studios.
And then someone
But
needs to
then-
test it and like
When I come back to games in the 18 Wheels of Steel series, the earliest of our truck sims, or when I go back to Euro Truck Simulator 1, that was creation of just one map designer. That was all we had. One map designer, totally focused on kind of covering Europe, of course, at a scale and detail that was not comparable. But now we are 2 orders of magnitude bigger, maybe better, but it's still not enough. We are still hiring. There is still ads for new open positions to be published early next year for new positions of map designers. So we need to push even harder. We also need to invent new techniques, new tools, new processes to build it smarter, not just like with more effort, more work. That's an ongoing process, an ongoing task for the programming, for the tool team. But with every improvement you give to map designers, they will take advantage of it, and then want more because they want more detail again. But it's certainly showing that we are all over the place, like several DLCs across both games, the reworked themes, the projects of like Christmas event map. We are trying hard to make it interesting for our players to have to have fun and to have places to explore.
This is, by the way, LA according to chat. So it's
Okay.
actually already happening.
Is it happening, or maybe it's like already indicating stuff that's coming? Because I
Maybe,
think
yeah.
the current the stage 3 thing that we agreed upon is almost done and dusted, and should be just waiting for the release of 1.50.
Yeah.
So they may be already like opening work on the next stage just to like not to sit idle. But
Yeah.
I'm not that in that much detail to know off the top of my head where the stage 3 kind of boundary is compared to the following stage.
Okay, let's stay for a
Alright.
while in ATS. Okay, so Nebraska
Let's
or
do that.
Arkansas? Alex, you choose.
Let's go with Arkansas,
Okay.
which should be Arkansas, but I don't
Yeah,
know
I
why
still
America
don't get it.
did
Like, okay, but let's not start on that topic again. Like last time, we spent like 20 minutes on that.
It's confusing. Oh, look at that! That airport looks great.
Airport of some sort.
Yeah.
Can you chat guess the places? I mean, we have a text file provided by Davido, the map DLC lead of this project, so we can tell. But can you chat?
You'd have to have a local
Local guy.
immediately
yeah.
recognize the place.
I imagine we have some people from Arkansas in the chat. Let
Chat
us know
is-
if you're from Arkansas. in the
Chat is
chat.
already arguing if it's
Ooh.
Arkansas or Arkansas.
And you
Clinton
know,
National-
can you tell from the text file?
Yeah, I can tell. I remember this one. It's the Clinton National Airport. Someone is right in the chat.
Oh, Natrano got it correct. Good job. There you go. Got some good eagled eyes in the chat.
But the other ones, I need to.
Okay,
use.
some
I need the
industries.
text file.
I like that. I like that bike. But oh no, not all the answers.
So
Oh.
it's Tire Factory in Texarkana.
There you go. It's a nice bike, by the way. I like that chopper that they've got down
So
there.
obviously we are with this confirmed Texarkana, we are continuing at the border between Texas and Arkansas.
Mhm.
This is some rest stop, I believe.
Best area. Yeah,
Rest area.
very lovely and green. It's very nice. Nice area. Oh, in the city somewhere.
Again, you can see that the landmark buildings are still very much work in progress.
Some placeholders
Yeah.
just to provide
very
the
unique looking
volume for
buildings.
the future high detail stuff.
Yeah, people saying that this is Little Rock, which is it the capital city of Arkansas?
Little Rock?
I believe it is.
Good
I don't
question.
know really.
believe it
Somehow,
is.
isn't it somehow connected to the Clinton family, the former president of the USA? I don't know. Let's not speculate because we are living so far from the US here that what do we know? We just consume it from some popular media and the movies. We are not living the everyday reality. I think Arkansas should be a place with way more green to see along the roads than the Great Plain states that we have been through recently.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't really know much about Arkansas as a state. Never had the opportunity to visit it myself, but I'm looking forward to learning more about it. I'm sure some of our chat members from the area could probably let us know some interesting facts about it as well. But I'm quite excited to see, because sometimes it's these states that you really don't know that well are the ones that surprise you the most. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Okay. Lots of tarmac
Good.
being shown. Okay, so here is
The whole way back.
I think that would be more typical for the southern states, like
the
lots of water
swamps
bodies,
area,
lots of,
kind of.
and maybe some power plant or chemical plant in the background. So obviously, as we are a game about transporting cargo, we always have to dig up some area for industry to have some food for the trucks to do. So again, placeholders, but some city center in the background,
Maybe some
downtown area.
stadium, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay,
Some
nice
sailing
lake
boats
or
there.
pond.
Yeah.
Yacht.
Very
The
nice.
playing ground for kids. Okay, nice. Yeah, I believe we will soon start our usual grind on Arkansas topics. So we will probably
You'll definitely be hearing
focus
more
on
about it.
A block
Yeah.
topic every week or two for all the upcoming DLC. That's the plan, or that's the way to do it, to keep people reminded about stuff that's happening in our dev labs.
And of course, don't forget as well,
Right.
Arkansas is already on Steam. So if you wanted to add it to your Steam wish list, you can do so. So definitely go and check that out on Steam.
All right, from the
All right, what do we have next?
Nebraska team, we got. I believe we are starting with the real photos of
So
their
that's-
research trip.
That's not from the game, right?
That's not from the game.
That's from maybe from the research trip that the team
Yeah,
has done to get the feel for the new area.
but this is from the game. So I
Okay,
believe
so
it's
they
a
are-
comparison from.
So
the
they are
previous
trying
one.
hard
So
to
hilly.
replicate it.
Yeah, it's so
Lots more
hilly,
hills.
right? Like,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting so many hills.
is that a goat?
Looks like it.
Goat confirmed.
Goat confirmed. Very nice.
Industries
Awesome.
as well.
Wow.
Okay.
Big industry complex.
Yeah.
But
Very
that's from
detailed,
the
I like that.
game.
Yeah, that's from the
I
game.
thought it was
Yeah.
a photo. So squinting my eyes, it feels real.
That is very cool.
I believe
Another
that's the
angle
same
here,
area,
imagine.
but from a different angle, kind of, maybe.
Okay. So even though the DLCs are early in production, some areas the
Looks
team is rushing to develop
yeah.
them to more kind of complete state, just for the I guess mostly for the marketing team to have material
Yeah.
for blog posts, for screenshots. So maybe the development is not
Ooh.
totally even across all the areas, all the parts of a DLC. So again, that's not a photo, right?
No, that's not a photo.
No.
I believe that's a close-up screenshots of one of the landmark churches, probably cathedrals, maybe even.
Cathedral, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not often you see those types of cathedrals in
Yeah,
the
that's true.
States. You know,
Yeah.
the old stone ones.
That's
It
why
feels
all
more
you-
European. I'm like,
Yeah, that's why all the US
Ah,
guys
yeah.
are traveling to Europe, right? To see all the churches and burgs and castles. Looking great.
Very nice. I
man.
like the details on the stonework there.
Oh, this is like
Ooh,
picture square.
like a town
Nice
center or
town
something.
hall, yeah.
Almost reminds me of Back to the Future, you know, with the clock face on the front there.
What a
Nice
view.
lookout point. Dang.
That's
That's
gonna
a big
be
depot.
that's a
Okay,
big like
so-
train
Huge.
intermodern or how they call
Yeah.
it.
Look how many lines there are. You can
Massive,
see them
right?
just stretching for miles and miles. Yeah. That's
Are
impressive.
those like train? Oh yeah, they
I'm a
are.
little
Yeah, those are
scared
train
how
tracks.
the map team is expecting this to get filled, obviously with train engines and all those train cars, and it's let's see how they manage to handle this to keep the frame rate workable and all that.
One of our colleagues in the chat, Bolt, is very, very excited about that image, by the way.
Yeah. Trucker dog, yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Loving the cityscape. Very nice. There you go. Oh, look
This
at that.
to me kind of reminds like Utah for some reason or something like that. Little bit.
Yeah, because of the rock formation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
I'm looking forward again to. Hopefully, it's going to happen again. We have this paleontologist or geologist
Yeah,
guy
Jake.
coming
Jake, yeah.
to cover our game from time to time.
Yeah.
To tell his audience about how genuine our coverage is when it comes to rock formation and the
Yeah, that would be love. That would be
That'd be-
awesome
that'd
to
be awesome.
invite him once again.
yeah.
We need to write
Shout
him.
out to Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope he's doing well. Hope he's
All
doing well. Very
right. So
impressive.
these
Very
were
cool.
Nebraska and Arkansas are those next ATS states that we already
Confirmed.
revealed, confirmed, or even have the Steam store pages for them. But we have one folder with not much of content to show, but still something for the next ATS state. And first, let's play a real video that our guys who were doing the research trip to this state there took. And
Okay.
The chat is already speculating.
chat is already
Whoa.
speculating.
That's cool.
So I was told that in this state, they are using these underground storages for even trucks and trailers, as you can see, to store basically anything from food to cars to, I don't know, furniture, anything. Anyone
That's
knowing?
so cool.
This is
I've never
such a
seen anything
huge,
like that before.
like cavernous
Wow.
space, like going into the distance.
Yeah.
I've talked to the team about this, and what we are going to see is a prototype.
This is
of
game.
course. They are very early in this work. You never know if a prototype turns to actually work so well to be acceptable. Let's hope for it. Let's keep our fingers crossed. But it would be a cool addition, cool feature, kind of a reason to visit this place, the explore the new DLC. So let's hope that they manage to pull it off. That the navigation works, that the light doesn't look so bad that they would kind of feel doubt about actually putting it into the game in the final implementation. But it's a interesting like challenge for the team to create something like that and make it work in the game.
That would definitely be something new for ATS in general. Yeah.
Absolutely. It looks so unique. It looks so unique. Very cool.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I've seen the name of the state in the chat quite a lot, so you guys are right. But again, in the upcoming week, I believe we do plan to reveal it and put up the Steam store page for this already ongoing project as well. So we will confirm later.
Okay.
Okay, then let's go for the folder named Parallax, and it's a small video, and we can play it and then we can talk about a little bit. And honestly, I don't know much about it, but Pavel, you told me before the stream that you do.
I was like around when this was the early prototypes were presented and when it was being developed, and it's been ongoing for over a year in SCS. And it's a little detail that kind of is not so crucial for the experience of a driver, but passing by buildings that are more believable day and night kind of improves the fidelity, improves the
so it's about the how the potential interior of the office building, for example,
it's a really smart shader trick that actually the interiors of the offices and little shops and all that, they are not 3D. They are actually a rendered 2D texture. We build the environment in 3D here, then put it into a special texture, and as you move around with the camera, it makes the impression of being 3D, even though it's not. So it's not an expensive thing to render. It's actually a reasonable cost per pixel to render these fake interiors, but they look like cool. They look almost like a from first-person shooter or first-person game type. So driving past all those cool skyscrapers and all the little stores and shops, definitely we are going to bring it into our future DLCs, but as well as hopefully revisit some existing iconic buildings or locations to get them like nicer to drive past. So it's not a crucial experience again from a truck driver's perspective, but for having cool environments to drive through, it's a really nice trick.
People are comparing us to GTA 6 in the chat. That's a high praise. Thank you guys.
It's a nice cooperation between our like smart programmers and our talented artists, and I think it's going to work really well. It was just something that we to get this through the process to get it into a stage where you actually can run a production. Well, you have to assemble a team of several people to crunch through this to do all the hard work. It took, I think, over a year until we finally got to rendering these things, and then when you have them, you have to go back to the buildings or pay attention when building new buildings and start using this in some appropriate way, fitting way. But it's going to be cool, especially if you go to the narrow streets of the new content DLCs. It's going to be nice. Of course, if you look like carefully, you'll see it's a trick.
But if
But
you
it's
will
a-
be
it's a nice
passing
trick.
by from a truck, right, then you probably it will help the immersion a lot.
Okay. So
Yeah, exactly.
again,
yeah.
one of our cool graphical improvements, as we want to, with our engine, we want to stay relevant in the years to come. We don't want to just stay at any particular level, but we need to keep pushing forward. We need to keep improving. So better buildings, better landmarks is a part of the overall push. In addition to better shaders, better skyboxes, better vegetation, all that is, again, our never ceasing ambition to improve.
All right, then we can just speed run through this part because in this folder we have a few photos of the ongoing construction of
Okay,
our
so
new
that's relevant
home.
for the team here, not so
Yep.
much for people playing our games,
Yeah.
but this is the building where we should be moving into, hopefully in not so distant future. Okay, I think the construction crane is no longer there. That may be a few weeks old already. But this is like the inside big like entrance hall with already some art hanging there for the future like visitors to enjoy.
Just to put it right, we are not going to like be having the whole building.
Yeah, it's
right?
not. We are not the only tenants.
It's not SCS
But
building.
at the same time, we have the three top floors of this building. Out of 7, we basically occupy 3. So we are going to be a major like partner for the development company now.
Impressive. Well, it's good to see the work progressing so
yeah.
Okay.
so far. Yeah.
I believe even the developer is having like a time lapse camera somewhere that we
Yeah,
might
they
be
have a
able to
web
get.
camera that
Yeah.
you can watch it, and we'll probably when we move in, we'll probably want to do a little presentation for like bragging about our new home.
Yeah, we definitely plan to do a video about the new office when it's fully done, and probably there will be some opening celebration, right,
Yeah.
as well. And
So it's people maybe couldn't care less, but actually for the team's mental health and stability and ability to attract talent, having state of the art offices, facilities is almost as important as having good process, having good tools, having good engine, because without the people, what can you do? You have to have a really solid, well-working, well-oiled machine of a team to be able to improve things. So building our new home is crucial for us to get
Yes.
better.
yeah.
Okay. So finally, the
Finally,
final folder.
time flies. Sorry, chat. That's all. We need to end it up here. No. Let's
That's
go
it,
to
yeah.
the vehicles folder. And here, as you can
Oh,
see, we
wow.
have 6, 7, 8 more folders.
Oh my goodness.
Let's start with the one I've seen a lot of people were actually like asking towards it, and that means the EV, which stands for electric vehicles. We have only a few teasing images, how to call it. So you can take a look.
Okay, so
Look
that's
at
not
that.
revealing that much, but just talking about it is kind of a confirmation that
Yes.
we have a lot of interest from our industrial partners to be a part of like future releases of these vehicles into actual traffic. It's all from my point of view. I'm not an expert by far. From my point of view, this is still for many companies like probing the territory. It's like early production series. We don't even have, at least here in Europe, that much of charger infrastructure for big trucks, I guess, in place. So these are going to be operated by specific companies on specific types of deliveries. Maybe not like a universal long haul vehicle yet that you would just take here from Prague to Spain and back and just hope for the best along the way. So our game was, well, like we talk about internally about how to introduce these vehicles into the gameplay without making like a wrong impression about the practicality or the utility of these vehicles. So we have to figure it out until this becomes a normal, everyday thing you see on the roads, and everybody knows how to charge these and where to do this. Until our game world reflects that on charging stations level, we have to also invent a way to drive these vehicles for some types of jobs or for some distances or for some context before they make it into like the universal pool of vehicles that you can just explore the world freely. But that's a part of the challenge. We are looking forward to it. It's cool to have an opportunity for the players to try out new things to see how they behave. Of course, it's not just the visuals; it's the physics department here that needs to see how how they work when it comes to acceleration, the powertrain, the timings and all that.
Sounds as well are different.
Yeah,
like,
so
Yep.
it's going to be an interesting exploration for the team, for the players to try their hand at driving these new beasts.
yeah, and as Selchuk in chat, our colleague, rightfully mentioned and reminded that all these are still work in progress. Everything we showed so far and we are going to show is still very much work in progress, guys. So don't
Yes, they are indeed.
don't expect anything of this
I wasn't
coming
paying
tomorrow.
that much attention to the folder because I've been talking and not watching. Where are we showing? Because I see VNR,
VNR
okay,
and Renault E-Tech-E.
okay. That's just what we confirmed, but that's by far not all that we keep working on, guys.
Yes, absolutely.
We cannot just still show some stuff.
Now
Right.
looking into a bit of American Truck Simulator.
Okay,
Chat,
This beautiful truck. Ooh,
what is this?
not Mac.
tell us,
LT,
chat.
LT, LT. Okay, it's popping up.
Yes, it's LT.
Chat knows. Yes.
I believe
Selchuk, you're
it's
cheating. You can't answer.
Selchuk,
so-
Selchuk, you're working for SCS. You know you're not really part of the
You're
chat. You know.
Okay, so it's the LT with the Scania engine, right?
Yes,
This is like
it's
the
the
cooperation across
Facelift as well.
the family, across the Volkswagen Group companies, sharing companies. Actually, it's not just this one group. You see it a lot across the Packard Group vehicles,
Yes,
the Daimler Group,
yes.
that you recognize a steering wheel used here in a
And
European
sharing
truck,
technology
in a
and-
US
yeah.
truck, and vice versa. It's a lot of sharing, a lot of research that is shared across the different elements of a bigger group. So this is basically like a facelift from
With
the
the-
outside,
Yes.
but internally, it's giving the international. I think they had a big need for new engines that would be like for some kind of ecology norms. So they sorted it out, and it's look at the detail that the guys are modeling here inside. I'm always
It's
impressed by the what was the term, upholstery, or what's the name for the when you have these seats with the
stitching?
seams and the stitching and all
Stitches
that.
and
Yeah,
the
stitching,
sewing,
yeah.
Looks fantastic.
Okay.
Really a lot of attention to detail there in the vehicle. Look at that. Beautiful. Loving the tires too. Very cool. The upholstery, yeah.
All right.
Good stuff. Let's see what else we have to show.
Which one?
Nemo, that's up to you. You got the mouse.
Let's go for this one. 'Cause I believe
Okay.
this one people will really love.
Okay. It's a classic,
Oh.
right?
Yes.
Okay. It's always interesting that when you talk to manufacturers, of course they would want you as a
Jen
game
is
developer
crazy right
to
now.
to do their latest and to the most aerodynamic vehicles, the ones that are probably selling the most in their product mix. But usually when it comes to players, they would like the classics. They would like the old school and the W900 with all the tuning
Yes.
proves how much opportunities there are for tuning, for customizing the vehicle to your liking, to your kind of personality. Whereas if you take the latest and the smoothest, there's like not so much opportunities to place all these grills and all these crazy things around on the exterior. So
Wow.
wow.
What a beauty.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
such a good looking truck. Very cool.
Okay,
And,
and I guess this is some early designs for potential paint jobs
For
to bring
this-
to
for this
players.
mechanical.
Okay.
some nice classic looking ones there as well. Some retro ones, I would say. Very nice. Very cool
Okay.
looking.
Okay. Looking forward to it. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Hmm.
I love the bulldogs.
Yeah.
I still remember the
Iconic.
meaning behind like. I hope I'm correct, but if you are having the golden bulldog on your hood, that means that all the guts of the truck are from Mac. And
Okay.
if it's silver, then it means that it's not all just Mac.
Okay.
Mac
So
parts.
some parts of the powertrain are from partners. Okay.
Yeah, I believe. Chad, am I right? Looks like I am.
Yes, they're saying yes. Yep.
Well, I remember one of the what was it, Anthem, that we introduced. Mac was introduced into the game with Anthem,
Yes.
and the video took quite a lot of like close-up detail of the little bulldog symbol on the
Yeah.
cabin on the hood. It was very finely modeled. The 3D for it was fine.
I was talking also with Mark, our new colleague, the former trucker in the US and Canada, and he said that you can buy like adjustments, or how to call it, like clothes for the bulldog on the hood. Like people are buying little hats for the
Okay,
bulldog.
so
on
the,
the
the
hood.
merchandise, merchandise for
the
Mac
dog.
fans is going strong.
That's cool. Maybe we need some of those.
All right, let's continue with ATS stuff. And
Okay.
I wonder
let's take a
if
look what we
Chet can recognize this one. It's very early
Ooh.
stage, as you can say.
Very early. Let's
Anyone?
have a look here. A few
Anyone?
guesses coming into the chat. Some
I
people.
see
not
Kind
the-
of all over the place, but
I see the right answer, one.
A few right answers
Yeah.
already. Okay. What's the
Yeah,
name
chat-
of this
chat-
image of the folder?
It's just it's ultra.
One.
Ultra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ultra.
So that may provide a clue.
It may indeed.
Selchuk is saying no cheating,
No cheating.
but here it comes. Yeah,
Okay.
people already know.
It's stabilized already, kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
And
Okay.
it has
Yes,
people figuring it out.
it's the, I believe, new model of Peterbilt 579. They call it Ultraloft. The
Okay.
highest, the biggest cap of,
Okay,
of the
Ultraloft,
production is
okay.
Ultraloft.
So I guess from what we are seeing, it's early stage. It's basically thanks to the CAD files of the molds of the plastic part of the interior, we are able to do this in high detail and precision. But seeing this stage, I guess a lot of work is still ahead of the team
Yeah.
to make this into a vehicle, introduce it to the game.
Absolutely.
Let's see how quick they manage to pull it off. All right.
But I must say, like, in comparison with the European trucks, when I was able to like be in, for example, the Volvo VNL, the biggest cabin, you really feel like it's like small flat. It's
Yeah, but
so big.
but for owner operators,
Yeah,
they basically
makes sense,
live
yeah.
there for
Yeah.
weeks,
Yeah.
for months, maybe even. You go across the continent, so I guess the typical distance and the way the people operate these vehicles really, they need this
Yes.
this
Yeah.
like life support for them to travel. Sometimes you see, like people traveling in pairs.
Yeah.
To like the family is basically living in
Yeah,
the vehicle.
yeah.
So here in Europe, I guess both regulations as well as like the custom kind of way to work, but maybe travel for a few days, but not to really live there like your life, a part of your life. Again, I'm not really. There may be exceptions, but for the owner operator, like the hero lifestyle of a truck driver on the road, I guess the bigger sleepers,
The better, right?
the are like the iconic element of it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. What we are looking at now?
I believe the star and the headrest here can
Okay,
indicate
so-
a little bit, but it's not that visible.
It was a bit of a giveaway.
Okay, okay.
So-
Okay, there's a little star in a circle.
Yes, so I believe we are looking at the new Mercedes-Benz. They call it MP5, or
I-
we call it. Is it?
I don't know. I
MP5?
mean,
don't
the
know if it's official
nomenclature
name.
was. I think there was MP1, MP2, and then when one would expect MP3, they started calling it New Actros.
Yes.
But then they gave up because everybody in the community or everybody in like the real world kept calling it MP3. So maybe they kept back to numbered series. So okay, I think we still owe people some updates on the current fleet even in the game.
I'm not really sure on that.
I'm not that much in the detail
People saying
again.
like it's Actros 5, not
Okay, Actros
MP5. It's
Okay,
Actros
okay,
5.
okay.
Or maybe
Okay.
Gen 5, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the something worth mentioning, not just for this one vehicle, but there will be more shown, is that as we get more and more support from the partners, we get the CAD files. Obviously, these generations are not always designed from scratch. A lot of the CAD files are actually useful for us for the previous gen or for the previous iterations of the series of the vehicle. So sometimes building a new truck actually gives us an opportunity to revisit the existing vehicles in the game from the previous generation and also upgrade them in detail and in fidelity. So I think we owed, like, the Actros line was stuck for a bit in our game, and we were trying hard to get the reference materials to innovate it to bring it up to new standards. And I'm not sure here, but if this is Actros 5, maybe there will be some touches to the fourth gen or before as well. But like, I'm just
see.
speculating here because I know it from some other tracks for sure, positively. Not sure about the Mercedes-Benz.
But speaking of,
Yeah, so okay, you see the little symbol on the steering wheel already.
yes, Chad, it's Volvo. And
Look at that.
just as Pavel mentioned, like in this case, I believe that our vehicle department is not only working on the current model, but they are also going to revisit
I think
the
that's
older
what I heard
version,
because
which is this probably.
we will like revisit the previous generation as well, and give it our attention.
Yes, so
to
you're confirming that in the chat, yeah, that they are revisiting the original as well.
Okay.
But let me jump straight to this because I believe this is what you guys in chat want to see the most, probably. I've seen you guys are spamming the hell out of us under every social media post we create.
Yeah, that's
Were
true.
you
I see it
Volvo?
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, here you can see the interior of the, I believe they call it Generation 5. Maybe it's just a code name, I'm not sure.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I think this project has been underway for a long time, but we are always missing some references to keep on going. It's something that you always hope when we talk here in our Christmas stream. We think in the back of our head, okay, this is like the next quarter or two, and then it takes 3 or 4 or more because you are pushing across so many priorities, and sometimes you get early material for other projects and then wait for something crucial for a particular vehicle or project. But this is, it looks like it's being wrapped up in like reasonable coverage already of the detail. So hopefully this is not something so much in the future. But I don't know. I'm just like guessing here because I don't. Certainly, it's been discussed on our regular production meetings.
Yeah, I know kind
But-
of where in the upcoming year is pointed on the production.
I see.
But
Okay.
I will not.
Okay.
I will not share that.
But I've seen it in production plan for 2024 for sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And these are going to be probably like the revisited interior trims for the. This is also the Generation 5. New one. Yeah. Nice.
Very nice. Again, the vehicle teams just working their magic on these projects because they all look really fantastic.
All right. Which folders haven't we touched? These and these. So let's
Okay, so
get
two
some
more.
love because these are only 2 images teasing that we
Oh.
are actually planning to do something for Valentine again
Okay.
next year, right?
Yeah. I think our calendar is kind of stabilizing that we have several events across the year to do, and just as last year, it's an opportunity to do something in the late winter, early spring period where normally there will be not that much happening, to keep people entertained and engaged and give them a little bit more paint up love. So here's something that we have been provided as an example of nice artwork that's being created.
I believe it's gonna be somehow tied up with some World of Trucks online event around the Valentine probably as well.
Yeah, bringing the love back to the community. I like it.
All right, and the last folder is
Ooh,
about
Got a lot
it's
in
still
there.
from the vehicle department, but it's the vehicle related assets they are creating for various map
okay.
DLCs and expansions that are already in production as well.
okay. So we got some public transport here, some of the trains and trams of the cities.
I
of the
believe
future.
this one, if I'm not mistaken, is for Switzerland.
Hmm.
Kind of. Maybe for Switzerland rework.
Wow.
Okay.
Some
So of
bands.
course we built a lot of new trucks, a lot of new tractors, but the world around shouldn't be empty. People
yeah,
need to
true.
meet interesting. There's multiple variants. Need to meet interesting vehicles on the roads as well.
Or
Okay.
even parked machines.
Okay, somebody's going to be happy again.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's quite a cool scene though, see all those unique vehicles.
Are we
look at
building a
that,
ship
boats.
simulator or something?
Yeah, this looks like from a different game, kind of.
I guess sometimes when I feel like if you're building Greece or if you're building maybe even places close to water in the US, or if of course the north, the polar circle too, you'll be going to ports. Maybe we need higher detail ships as well.
I believe these are for the Germany rework, probably.
It's so square.
Got some American fire trucks.
Yeah. Nebraska State Trooper, okay.
Hey, nice.
Lincoln Police. And Omaha Police. Nice.
All right. So
Very
So
cool.
the vehicle team is certainly
Yeah.
being busy by all the various elements that make up the traffic in our games. And it's also kind of projects that sometimes the junior members of the team can cut their teeth on before they move on to production of the big trucks. Because the big truck, it's usually like half a year up to a year project that you really have to. It's a grueling time sometimes, like I guess, like emotionally from start to finish to keep your focus on it until you're done. So maybe the cars and the I don't know street cars or something like that is a welcome shorter project to have something done and move on.
Yeah.
So lots of stuff happening,
Yeah, but
obviously.
as we said, like these are not the only projects that are happening. There is quite a lot more already in production. I see a lot of people in the chat asking for certain projects or things that, yes, I can say that most of them you guys mentioned are already in production as well.
Yeah.
But this is only what we've been allowed from our teams to
Yeah.
show today.
I see. Obviously, we didn't show anything, but we have some really major partnerships in the trailer world coming up for hopefully for next year
Yeah.
to show the strength of cooperation across the industry. It's interesting that not just trucks but also trailers have fan bases. It's like
Yeah.
I could imagine that with football teams, or in our country like ice hockey, or in Canada maybe ice hockey and NHL would be. You go into various niches of transportation and you still find fans of this element. So it's going to be cool to be able to bring more cool stuff, not just the tractors, but as well as trailers.
Definitely. And not just trailers, right?
Absolutely.
Map expansions, new updates, new features,
Mhm, mhm.
even like other projects as well. We are not really ready to talk about.
We'll
it
see
now,
what
but
happens with the technology innovations. Like I guess last year when sitting here just before Christmas, we may have talked about the internal render improvements that should have been released by the end of this year, still are not with the customers, with the players out there. Just a few days, most of the teams, or actually all of the teams, switched internally for the new stuff. So 1.50 is actually the flag on the horizon when we do release with the new rendering core. But just again, who knows what happens by the release of this new update. But as of now, we are so happy to at least have it pixel to pixel identical as much as possible, because it's just like laying the base for new improvements, for new modern shaders. But so far we are shipping, or we are staying with so much like older stuff on top of the new improved core that it will take some time for the programmers to adjust, to shift things around. But it should be an enabler for our future console efforts, for our optimization multi-core effort. So hopefully nice benefits are going to come out of this through 2024 and beyond. Also like better support in the Mac ecosystem, because we definitely need to what is called on Apple Metal, the new API for, like, we have Vulkan, which is supposedly multi-platform. You have DirectX 12, which is Windows world, but on Mac they are pushing their own 3D API that you should switch to, not to stick around with the ancient OpenGL, which they kind of still keep around but not for long. So we need to catch up there as well. That all should be a part of this refresh of the core of the engine. So cool stuff coming out based on this change, and hopefully, as this is my hope internally, the new refactoring of the code should allow more of our talented programmers to kind of get their hands dirty with shaders, with effects, with like various elements of it. So let's hope that they will have enough time, also in addition to putting out fires, just to devote also to future stuff development, to future development, that we could see some cool stuff coming out in like graphical features and all that. But for now, 1.50 should be just an attempt to stabilize everything on the new core, before we move on to the cool new stuff later.
Yeah. A lot of
lots to look forward to in 2024. Yeah, I mean, very exciting from what we've seen on the stream today. And obviously, that's just kind of on the
tip of the iceberg.
A lot of things, a lot of things that we haven't shown, and a lot of things still in the work. And it's a very, very exciting time for SCS software. So we're grateful to all of the teams that were able to kind of provide a little bit of a look into the future. And of course, Pavel and Nemiro, we're grateful for you guys as well for being able to show that to us and share it with our community, because as you can see from the chats, are all so excited about it. Also so excited. So it looks like to me a great year for SCS software. which is all very exciting indeed.
Not
But I
just
believe
the
that
great,
is.
not just the new
Oh, go
year,
ahead.
right? We still have a few cards up in our sleeves for the upcoming week or two. So
Yes,
just
we
stay
do
tuned,
indeed. Yeah,
chat.
All right.
absolutely. But I think that's all we have to show for today, right, Nimro?
Yeah, that is.
That is.
Time
So
flies, right? We thought it's gonna be
time
1 hour
has
stream, and it's 1 hour and a half already, and we still need to
psych.
play the Santa role, right?
We do, yeah. We have a little bit of a giveaway for you guys.
Yes.
We got some exciting gifts to give away to you on the channel. Now, if you want to take part in this giveaway, you do have to be a part of our Twitch chat. Unfortunately, YouTube hasn't given us a way to contact you guys after you've won a giveaway.
Mm.
So if you want to take part in
Now
this,
it's
head to
your time to move to
twitch.tv/SCS
Twitch.
head on over there. So in terms of prizes, we have a very special giveaway. We'll start with some of the keys that we have.
Mhm.
First, we got a couple of keys. Basically, when we give them away, we're going to let you decide what key you would like from
Okay.
our library of already released DLCs and
Only those that are
add-ons
already
and stuff.
available. Okay, you can't
Only those
ask for
available,
something
yeah.
that is still being like worked on.
Yeah, that's still being worked on. People try, people do ask. So
Yeah, I know.
just to make that clear that you'll be a winner of kind of like a make your own prize sort of thing from our library. You get to choose what DLC you like. We also have a couple of special keys, which I think in the past we've given out very, very rarely.
Very rarely,
And
yeah.
they're usually for our press and VIP and special ones, but they are the special VIP codes that unlock all of our content for ATS and one for all of our content for ETS2. It's such an incredibly special key. And so there'll be a couple of
The
lucky
magic
winners
key,
of
yeah,
those
someone
keys.
says in the chat.
The magic key, yeah, exactly. And we also have, from our friends at Thrustmaster, an incredible gift here, the T248 steering wheel with pedals.
Oh,
As you can see here on the screen,
Benny is on
Benny
the spot with the
on it.
image.
He's on it. He was ready.
He's waiting for this
Of course,
moment.
we've been playing with this wheel and we've had it showcased on our streams before. And we're so happy to be able to give away this as a prize on today's stream as well. So if you want to take part, head on over to our Twitch right now because we're going to start the giveaway shortly. The way that it's going to work is we're going to do a keyword giveaway. So I'm going to tell you what the keyword is here in the moment. But first, just a couple of house rules. You only need
House
to
rules? Okay.
type the keyword.
So,
yeah,
Darius,
type the keyword.
Chenda, Selchuk, you guys cannot participate. That's the first rule.
No.
I see you. I see you.
They're ready and waiting. First of all is that make sure that you have your Twitch whispers on. So that means we can contact you after the stream to get you your prize. Number two, you have to be okay with giving out some of your personal details, especially if you're the winner of the Thrustmaster wheel. Then we will need your shipping address, your full name, your contact number, and your contact email for logistic purposes. That's just for the courier to get the gift out to you. So, and of course, we'll be in contact with you via email as well. So if you're happy with doing that and just using the keyword to enter once, then I say let's start the giveaway. What do you think, Nemiro?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go for it.
Let's do it. Okay.
What's gonna be the giveaway?
If you're on Twitch,
I believe
ready
it's
to go. I think
it's Christmas,
keyword
right?
should be Well, I was going to go with Winterland
Okay.
for while the trucks are.
Yeah.
Winterland.
Winterland.
all
Yeah.
one word.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah. Winterland is your keyword. So if you'd like to enter into the giveaway to win one of those amazing
chat
prizes
is-
that we have on offer here,
Chat is
then
not with us anymore.
spam away. That's it. We've lost chat. They're gone. That's it. Exactly. So again, for the T248 wheel, we have two special VIP codes, one for ATS and one for ETS2 that unlock all of our content for that game. And we also have two more keys and we give you the choice of which DLC or edition you'd like for either ATS or ETS2. So good luck to everybody that enters.
Yep.
Again, make sure you have your Twitch whispers on.
And let's
Yes.
give them a few minutes. And meanwhile,
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, Alex and Pavel, as well. Like from those new things coming, we shown.
Ooh.
What are you looking for the most?
I know. I still think of myself as a programmer. I haven't been programming for over a decade. I lost the art. I lost the craft. But I'm more exciting about the under the hood stuff that's happening. That's always giving me like goosebumps when a success happens there, because trucks kind of come and go, and there's always a new star. The regions are always kind of changing in front of you. The new postcards are popping up. The big vision of having the whole of a continent covered. It's still a kind of like semi-remote goal that we need to aspire to, but upping the quality of the visuals, of the physics, of all that, to make it into more of a like simulation, that's getting me excited. It's a painful process. It's like sometimes it's one step forward, two steps back, because you think you improve some subsystem and it reveals a weakness in another subsystem. So it's ever a challenge, but that gives me kind of more excitement, I would say, than any particular element in the console. So seeing the new renderer popping in, and hopefully then seeing the new features coming out of that as being enabled by this new rendering core, is giving me big hopes that we are going to be relevant for our players in the years to come. Not just to kind of do more of the same, but to do more and better. So that's for me is the big hope.
Yeah. Alex,
Good
you?
answer. It's tough. There's been so many great things we've seen and teased and shown off. It's almost spoiled for choice in terms of a favorite. There's so many great things in the works in terms of details on trucks and map expansions. But I'm going to be a little bit biased because I do kind of love the Scandinavia regions, and that addition kind of more up north is looking really fantastic. I'm very excited to what that brings and how the map team are going to work the area. I do love nature and love getting out there, so I'm quite excited for that addition, even though it's still a while away and there's still lots of work to be done. I think it's going to be a really cool addition to Euro Truck Simulator 2. So I have to say that's something I'm looking forward to. How about you, Nemiro?
Well, I'm either on the same boat with you or the Mac Pinnacle, because for some reason I really like these, like
the
bulldog, and all the story behind it and the mean look of all their trucks. Yeah. What about you, Chet? I mean, you probably will keep spamming
they love Winterland the most. But
yeah, I mean, we got YouTube chat still with us. YouTube's here. YouTube, if you want to take a crack at an answer, or if Twitch, if you can make it through the spam of the giveaway, then let us know what your favorite thing you've seen on the stream today in terms of some of the projects and things to come. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah. All right, I believe let's give them one more minute and then let's wrap up the giveaway.
Sounds good. Winterland. If you don't know what's happening, just spam the word
just
Winterland.
Everything. Give us more.
more. I mean, remember in the previous years, like you have to have adjustable seat. You have to have windows to open. You have to have this. And things are forgotten. The history moves on. It's always more, and we love doing more. We enjoy that. We have a team that is enjoying the work. We have so many enthusiasts among the team for all things vehicles. So it's great to be able to improve and innovate. Sometimes it's really frustrating that we would love to be faster about it. We would love to do more. It's not like we are lazy. It's not like we are holding back. It's just a lot of work. Like imagine you have across both games, there would be up to 30 different vehicles, and each of them is multiple cabin heights and sleeper lengths and chassis configurations. When you do anything across such a wide range of vehicles, it's a massive project on its own. Like adding one element into the cabin that would be animated button somewhere across so many existing vehicles. It's work. It's hard work, but we are ready to pull things off as much as we can.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap up this giveaway then. If you've all entered, everybody got Winterland out of their system. Yeah, everyone's good.
You don't have to do it like 5 times.
No, but they still do.
They still do. Just for that extra luck. But okay, chat. We're gonna wrap up the giveaway right now, so you can stop your entries. Any entries made from now will not be counted. So good luck to everybody. We'll start off with rolling the giveaway for the key of choice. So this is if you win one of these, then we give you a choice of whatever DLC you'd like to to have in your library, which you may not have yet. Of course, again, from our already released library, just want to make that clear. So you can't request anything that's yet to come. So good luck to everybody that's entered. Let's roll that first key. Our first winner is Rebel_McDaddy07.
Rebel McDaddy07.
Okay.
I love your nicknames, Chad.
Twitch usernames never fail to like make me smile for sure. Some very unique ones out there. Congratulations. Let's get some positivity in the chat as well. Let's get some GGs for our friends in the chat that are. And good to see that you're in chat. Thank you. I will be in contact with you via Twitch Whispers. Congrats, you've won yourself a DLC of your choice from our release library. Let's do the second key. Next winner is TFIDG. Tifidig? I don't know how you pronounce that.
TFIDG. Okay.
TFIDG. Tifidig. Yeah, maybe that. Congratulations. You've also won yourself a key of choice for ETS2 or ATS. All right. Let's step up the level here. We're now moving on to our very special VIP keys.
The VIP keys are actually like incredible value in a way because they just unlock all the past library for the game, but also the future things. So you are set for life for either game if you choose. I guess do these people have a choice between ATS2?
Yeah, they can tell us if they want to ATS2
and basically
or
any
ATS.
future DLC they automatically pops up for them the day of release.
Yeah, not early access though, Chad, but very shortly after the DLC is released.
So hopefully somebody deserving gets these keys because we are losing them as customers, but hopefully we are getting them as like supporters and voices of reason in the community or whatever.
And it's gonna win Benny or someone like that, right? Or a Nightbot.
It'll be like Nightbot. Yeah, that wouldn't be the first time it's happened either. So, all right, let me just open up my several clone accounts here. All right, now here we go. Chat. Good luck to everybody that's entered. Here's the first winner of our special VIP key, and the winner is Aegis_Falcon.
Falcon.
Aegis_Falcon. GG. Congrats, you've won yourself
congratulations.
a VIP key. Congratulations. I see you in the chat typing yes. I'm glad you're excited. So make sure you have your Twitch Whispers on so I can contact you after the stream so you can claim your key.
How many people are watching us? The chat is crazy.
It's over 1,000. I think I saw like 1,200, 1,300 earlier, maybe more now. And our next winner is, good luck everybody.
1,200 people, nice.
Oh my goodness, this is another interesting name. BTNNNVI.
Benny, is that your second account?
Whose second account is that? BTNNNVI. Congratulations. GG, you've also won yourself
again.
a VIP key.
Enjoy, yeah.
Absolutely. And now for our final giveaway of the evening. It is, of course, the Thrustmaster T248 steering wheel with pedals. Look at that.
Yes, including pedals.
Beautiful.
Benny is just ready.
Is it the limited series run that has
no,
the game logo? Not
the normal one.
It's the normal one.
Yeah.
Okay. We had a few that had.
They were very limited.
They were very
limited. We only got like 10 pieces of them, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. But still a very great wheel and coming with the pedals. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, chat. Good luck to everybody that's entered again. For this one, I will need your contact details. That's your full name, your address, your email, your contact number, etc. for logistic purposes, because of course we've got to ship this out to you. So
just to make it clear, we probably are not able to get it to your door before Christmas.
Yeah.
So
yes,
sorry about that. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Let's roll then. Good luck, and our winner is Joshua 12068.
Joshua, congratulations, Joshua.
Congratulations, you've won yourself a brand new
one more Christmas gift.
Wheel. Yeah, there you go. Late Christmas gift coming your way. So make sure you have your Twitch Whispers on. And unfortunately, that is all we have in terms of the giveaway. Congrats to everybody that has won. We'll be in contact with you shortly after the stream at some point. So that is all we have to give away this time. But of course, there'll be plenty of future opportunities for giveaways and more on our streams and on social media as well. So make sure you're following us there. But what can I say, guys? It's been a wonderful evening with you both.
Right.
It's been great chatting and looking at things to come in 2024, reminiscing about 2023.
Thanks
And
for being
I can't
such a
believe we've-
fantastic host, Alex. Thank you.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
have
thank
to
you. Thank
also
you.
interrupt you because you keep talking like so comfortably, but we have to jump in sometimes.
And you never like get up to put some extra wood into the fire, and it's still going well behind you. And
Yeah,
the
this
chimney.
I just set this up a few minutes before the stream. It's nothing. It's nothing. But no, it's been my pleasure, and can't believe we made it this far into the year, of course. And well, it isn't the final stream of the year. That's coming tomorrow. Nemiro,
Tomorrow, yeah. Me and Gavin, we are going to talk more into details about the Christmas Winterland World of Trucks online event, as he's been
Yes.
one of the major parts of the design team that made this all happen.
Yeah, so do not miss on that, because I mean it's gonna be super interesting learning more under the hood about the whole event and how it came to be as you see it today for the Christmas Winterland event, which definitely take part in. We know you've already been doing that, and of course send us all your screenshots and more on our social media.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, that is all we really have time for. Pavel, is there any final words you'd love to give to our community before we disappear
Final
into the new
words.
year?
Something wise. Obviously, big thanks to everybody making this possible from both sides, from the community, the supporters, our loyal players, our customers who make this possible for us. Big thanks to the team, of course, not just the team here for this night's performance. Great, thank you. But for all the creators, for all the beta testers, for all the supporters, all the translators, everybody across SCS is doing fantastic job. I'm really happy that we keep the spirit on. We sometimes keep the flame burning bright. It's been some years. The truck sim genre is still bringing us so much joy, so much fun to get better, to improve things. So big thanks for all the people involved for having this hobby of ours, to share it, to push it forward. It's great. It's a privilege. I sometimes I wake up and still cannot believe this is happening. So thanks again for being a part of it, for staying with us, for keeping on dreaming.
Yeah.
And Merry Christmas.
Very wise words.
Yeah. Merry
Well,
Christmas
Merry
and
Christmas and Happy New Year.
Happy
Yeah.
New Year. Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Absolutely. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season. Of course, our team will be taking a little bit of a break as well, but do not miss out on that stream tomorrow.
Mhm.
But yeah, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, wherever you are in the world. Big thank you to all of our colleagues in the chat as well,
Yes.
to all of our teams as well for their work this year, and also to Benny
yeah.
behind the scenes and our production guys as well.
Darius is right in the chat. We should raid someone. Let's do
Oh,
a
who
Christmas
should we
raid.
raid?
Yeah. Darius,
Let's
did
do
you
a
find
Christmas raid.
someone?
Let us know. Who are we raiding?
Darius.
Oh, he's got somebody.
Oh yeah, he got
I'm on it.
someone.
Okay.
Chill_Will 1968. Do you think is
Got
that the
it.
year of birth?
Could be.
Oh my
Could
goodness.
be, yeah.
Could be.
It could be. All right. Well, we're gonna go raid Chill Will 1968. It's gonna be a big Christmas raid, really
Yeah.
big Christmas raid. So
Chat, remember
let's get
when
lots
we
of positive in the chat.
when we get there, spread positive Christmas vibe. Remember, you always remember that you're representing the best community ever. So behave.
Absolutely, yeah. So a raid, if you've not been a part of it, so we take all of you wonderful viewers and we go surprise one of our community that's streaming right now, and that is Chill_Real 1968. So we will definitely see you over there. But yeah, until next time, chat. Have yourselves a
Yeah.
wonderful rest of
Yeah.
your holidays.
Take care.
I'm going
care,
to be off on
absolutely.
vacation. Yeah, and have a wonderful New Year's as well. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. Goodbye, everyone. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye.